welcome back to the Unnamed Podcast featuring Isaac, Seth and Jack. Today we've been joined by...
Get closer.
Okay, Jack. Today we're being joined by Head of Sixth Form, Sir.
Hi everyone, lovely to be here. Why is it called the Unnamed Podcast?
Couldn't think of a name.
It's just the Unnamed Podcast.
Sure. We go with it.
Lovely, fair.
Yeah.
So no, you go. My bad.
Oh. So we got a few topics today. One of them being the JFK assassination. So sure, I'd ask what everyone's thoughts on that were.
I think Lee Harvey Oswald did it.
Great intuition,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Isaac for the first time probably ever in my entire life. This is the only time we'll ever agree on anything, and I think you're probably right. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like it was more than a one-man job, personally.
Yeah, because you got the whole magic bullet theory, wasn't it? I reckon it was more than one.
Yeah, but that's come out of the film JFK by Oliver Stone, isn't it? Like,
I'm pretty sure that's also what you told me in year 8.
no, I presented a common misconception and would hoped that the explanation afterwards would dissuade you of the fact that it was a magic bullet. Because the principle of the magic bullet is it caused, 7 wounds and zigzagged in the air and went up and down in the air, which is what the movie says.
Which leads me to believe that it was more than one shooter.
But I would disagree with that, and I think actually the scientists who've done the forensic tests using like the jelly and the angles and the plot and all that, they determined that actually one bullet theoretically could cause all those injuries and still come out in a pristine condition.
Just be very unlikely.
It would just be very unlikely. But I think it's probably more unlikely that there's a secret second shooter who was part of a government cover-up who's got away with it for the best part of 60 years. God, it's like the 60-year anniversary, isn't it? 2023. It's the 60-year anniversary, like the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
Oh. No, I'm still convinced. More than one shooter. That bullet broke the laws of physics.
Well, not according to the scientists.
Yeah, I mean,
it's far-fetched, but it's...
Maybe.
So who do you think did it then? Who was the second shooter?
There's the whole thing about who was in the grassy knoll, wasn't it? The second shooter could have been. There's all eyewitnesses saying that they saw someone hiding out with a rifle.
Oh, was that over the mound, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Behind a tree or something.
It was the grassy knoll, Jack.
Sorry, my bad.
Famously known as the grassy knoll.
and I thought it was someone else hidden in a factory or something.
No, that's Lee Harvey Oswald. He was in the book depository.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a book depository or library, I thought it was.
Well, I mean,
it's the same thing, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah, basically. But they found the guy with the gun who's got experience of shooting rifles to a sharpshooter level. They've proven recently that it's possible to fire off 3 shots and have that level of accuracy, albeit unlikely. And then, for some reason, the whole world seems to think, no. I tell you what the problem is here, right?
I'm very passionate about this.
I'm very passionate about this.
Very passionate.
Yeah, well, I've got a problem with conspiracy theorists in general. So America is a weird country in terms of its birth, right? It's a country born of immigration, which means there's loads of different groups of people. There's Polish people, there's Catholic people, there's Protestants, there's Irish, there's Hungarian, German. There's thousands of different types of people starting America. And this country is born out of a suspicion of the British government. That's why you get the American War of Independence. That's why you get the American Constitution as it is. And I think historically you've got people who are generally suspicious of their government in America. So when you get mass media in the 1960s and you get this fairly, very unique event happening, well, not that unique actually. I think president's the most dangerous job in the world based on the number of people who die doing it. And then you get like a suspicious population. You get the 1960s happen. You get the Cold War, where there's loads of fear that there's foreign enemies all over the place. And then you get the Watergate scandal, where Nixon basically is corrupt government. And then you get the Reagan administration after that. You get like loads of people who are suspicious of the way their government runs. So the JFK conspiracy has just been a symptom of the problem that Americans have with the federal government.
Yeah, I suppose so. But the driver was also shot as well, which seems...
could have been an accident.
Yeah.
Which driver?
The driver of the
car that JFK was in.
car JFK was in, yeah.
He wasn't shot. He drove away.
He got shot in the leg. One of the fragments.
I thought he got shot in the ribs.
Like
through the back and it hit him in the ribs.
There was like one of the bullet fragments hit him in the...
Oh, maybe, but he wasn't shot. So you got JFK who's shot,
bad.
and you get get Governor Connolly who's shot, who was in front of JFK, which is where you get the magic bullet from, because it goes through JFK into Governor Connolly. If Miss Vivia told you that Governor Connolly was the driver, then he was completely flawed in their understanding. It may be that a chunk of metal hit the driver. I'd be surprised. Fact check it.
I think it did, because I remember hearing about after it hitting JFK, or whoever it hit first, it having 3 different trajectories. I feel like.
Yeah.
3 different trajectories.
So it just sort of branched off. But it wasn't just branching off, it was branching off and then in out, creating the magic bullet. But there was also the whole Lee Harvey Oswald not doing it because he was desperate to be famous. And he was like, I think he said that he would kill people to become famous. And then when he was accused of being the shooter, he denied it.
Yeah, because now he's got worldwide fame. So I guess now it becomes like completely real that he is in serious trouble, probably on death penalty. Yeah, definitely on death penalty charges. And also, like, if you deny it, you're going to get more and more attention, aren't you?
What happened to him in the end? I can't remember.
Yeah, did they send him to prison thinking it was definitely him?
I imagine he got the electric chair, right?
Lee Harvey Oswald was shot 2 days later.
Was he?
Yeah, no.
Oh, it was at his trial, isn't it?
Yeah, like he was coming out of the police court 2 days later, and he was shot by Jack Ruby.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's what one of the main causes of the conspiracy theory is like, why was JFK shot by this stranger so quickly afterwards? And Jack Ruby had some like weird connections with the mafia, who had some weird connections with the CIA, and that spurred this whole, I think, false belief on that Jack Ruby was part of the conspiracy to mop up someone else who was part of the conspiracy. But again, there's no real tangible evidence for this.
No, I forgot he was shot then.
Jacob, when he takes A-level history.
This is poor from you, to be fair.
It's not really relevant to the A level.
It's not relevant to our A level at all. You guys doing a podcast about conspiracy theories and JFK.
Yeah.
So I think it's complete nonsense.
Yeah, but Jack should know all of the history ever. Just for his,
Encyclopedia.
just for fun.
Ignore him, Jack.
Do you want to move on to the next topic?
This is a conspiracy against you.
It is.
A legitimate one.
Yeah, I think we have got a legitimate one today. One that I believe, haven't we?
Go on, what is it?
Another topic.
Have we got the? Oh wait, no, I don't think we do. Wait, the lizards running the government.
No,
that's not here today, is it?
The theory that lizards run the government, but we were never going to do this. So this is Isaac yapping.
No.
I said I was
Shame.
joking like an hour ago.
Yeah, but I said, are you sure? I said I wasn't joking.
Okay. Anyway, what do you want to do now? Pyramids or 9/11?
I reckon it's the guest choice.
The guest choice.
Well, 9/11 links on quite nicely from JFK
It does.
because it's exactly the same answer as I gave before. You've got a suspicious population of America who are suspicious of their government, who would rather believe some nonsense like this rather than, I guess, believe the intelligence of the organisers of the terrorists. So I think 9/11 is also a dangerous, damaging myth for which I've seen zero evidence at all for there to be a conspiracy behind it.
There's all the talk about it could be like an inside job because of how it tumbled. It got crashed into, but then the whole thing just like
The floors collapsed.
Yeah, more like it kind of exploded from the inside rather than.
As if it sort of.
But again, this comes down to, I think, the science which you should look at here, which is that plane is carrying thousands of litres of fuel. Those thousands of litres of fuels exploded everywhere in the building and caught fire. So it just burned consistently for however long it was, which melted all of the metal supports. So the whole building just collapsed downwards rather than falling over or anything like that because all of the metal melted.
It's a fair point, to be fair.
That is a fair point.
Got me stumped.
Yeah, you have got me stumped.
I mean, can you imagine how many thousands of people need to be on this conspiracy? And can you imagine how many of those thousands of people in that conspiracy would then have to keep their mouth shut for literally, 20 years now, 22 years? And you don't think in all that time, one of those people might be like, you know what, this is the truth, even if it's for attention or for a book.
Maybe someone has tried to come forward but been killed.
Yeah, hunt it down straight away.
Yeah, you're dealing in like kind of weird hypotheticals rather than like any actual tangible evidence.
Well,
here.
This is
even if
this
someone-
isn't evidence, this is just
It's quite a big theory, though, I feel like.
brainstorming.
Plus, I feel like even if someone did come forward, maybe people wouldn't believe them anyway.
Well, no,
because
because
it seems like quite a wild thing.
Yeah, but also because they wouldn't have any tangible evidence. I can actually think there's a problem with society here where it's easier and more interesting to listen to exciting conspiracy theories rather than sitting down and analysing 20 years of American-Arab relations and also the role the government has played in helping people of America to doubt their ability to function as a government. Like, that's a real academic job, right? Yeah. Whereas actually just reading on Twitter, oh yeah, the American president was involved in 9/11. That's interesting. I believe it now.
Yeah, I'd much rather read much more interesting, probably fake facts than go through and find evidence. And
everyone would. That's why we like the Marvel superhero movies in the cinema, because it's engaging to listen to nonsense. It takes your mind off real problems. And also, conspiracy theorists, if there's two conspiracy theorists in a room, they're going to get on like a house on fire because they're both supporting each other's fairly unique opinions. So you start to build friends and a community and a network of people who are being attacked by the majority of the population. And whenever a group of people get attacked, you get more entrenched in your beliefs, and therefore you start to believe yourself more and more and more because you argue your opinion. You start to believe it more. So actually, conspiracy theorists are, I think, fairly desperate people in need of community.
Seth's a conspiracy theorist.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
No, do you know what?
You're the lizard boy.
No, I was joking.
In the last episode we recorded, he was saying how the moon landing was fake.
Yeah, he thinks so. Because he thinks about
I don't think it's completely far-fetched to think that it's fake.
He thinks because of the flag, in the video, the flag was like waving. He thinks that's wouldn't happen because of the no gravity.
So hang on a minute. So we've got China and Russia who both sent astronauts, rovers into space. You don't think the main enemies of America would come out and say, we've got proof that the moon landings are fake?
That's exactly what I said. I said that I think Russia would have proved it otherwise.
Absolutely. This is one of like the most proudest technological achievements of America, and America's enemies would have brought them crashing down to Earth.
I don't know.
Not got a lot to say now, have we?
No, I'm not enjoying this. All my thoughts shut down.
Well, because I'd argue they're not thoughts, they're
desperate.
Searching for attention.
Okay, I'm sorry for searching for attention.
Also, do you not think if in the 60s they faked a moon landing, they would have faked a Mars landing by now?
What?
I think if they had faked it, I feel like by now they would have faked a Mars landing.
Because people were less gullible than they were in the 60s. Well,
but now we've got much more advanced technology.
Well, Mars is a long way to go.
Well, we've sent drones.
Yeah, now we have in the last couple of years, but I think the idea of sending anything to Mars in the 1960s, there was no technology for that. The moon was hard enough, and you can see the bloody thing. I know you can see Mars, but it's a tiny little dot. It's thousands of miles away.
That might as well be a star.
Huh?
If I saw Mars, I'm not going to think, oh look, that's Mars, unless someone tells me it's Mars. That's just a star, in my opinion.
Yeah, get sky at night. You can track it. You can actually also see Jupiter's moons, which is quite cool. But yeah, like nonsense.
Yeah.
Pyramids as well. What?
Well, no. It's just how did they come about?
To be fair, it would have
Dinosaurs?
been ridiculous for all those slaves to build them, because the things they were carrying were proper heavy. They
weren't even that, but they were much bigger than that.
No, I know. They were like they were
Bigger than that.
like
The bricks.
that wide.
They're not carrying them, they're pulling them.
Pulling them along, but that's...
On like felled trees. You put some felled trees down, you can roll a block over it. Like look at Stonehenge. Like those blocks were brought from like Wales.
Yeah, they were built by aliens as well.
Yeah, that's a more rational system. Yeah.
No, the pyramids were built by dinosaurs, not aliens.
Right.
Also,
I'd like you to back this up.
No, it's not actually my opinion.
It truly is.
It's not actually my opinion. It's something I have read.
How do you think the pyramids were built? If not by humans?
I don't know. I just feel like it's such a perfect shape. They've lasted for...
What, a square?
No, it's just the way it goes up.
Yeah.
Like it's...
A pile of squares?
Yeah, but some of them are hollow.
So,
they didn't have cement or like super... Yeah, but nothing that's going to hold it for like thousands of years.
Yeah, but it's just got older, so it's just sort of welded itself together.
I think it's most likely that it was built by humans, but I would be open to hearing about other things.
Aliens.
Exactly. I believe in aliens. Do you not believe in aliens?
well, I don't know really. I'd be surprised if in the grand infinite universe that there's not some other kind of creature out there, but...
Exactly. Superman built them.
Just yapping again.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I think, again, the Egyptians, like, it's just stone monuments, right? Like, humans can build stone monuments. We've got proof of that through time immemorial. I don't see why there's any reason to believe that a more advanced human civilization built the pyramids, because it's technically achievable by thousands and thousands and thousands of humans who are basically enslaved, although not actually slaves.
I thought they were enslaved.
Yeah, they kind of were, but it's more like indentured, really, I think.
Threatened.
Yeah, like they
There
worked
was
for
an-
years, but then they were eventually like freed, and I think they were paid as well. Which, yeah, I don't really study ancient Greece, but my understanding is they weren't slaves. But yeah, like a lot of humans can move a lot of weight, and those bricks are probably what, I don't know, a couple of tons.
Yeah, probably about that.
I reckon I could.
You reckon you could lift?
You could reckon you could lift tons. You reckon you could pick up an elephant?
What I was going to say is, I reckon that, well, they're not picking it up, because no human could pick up that block. But what they could do is they could chip away at it when it's stationary, and then slide it onto some logs and then pull it quite a distance. And also, like, is it fairly near the Nile? Wasn't a lot of stuff transported via the riverways of Egypt, of which there were plenty? I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know.
Nice, Jack.
That's a great input.
I don't.
Aliens and lizards, as if that's more believable than...
Well,
He's-
aliens.
he's
the,
done that.
the lizards were a joke, but I do think aliens probably do exist. Like how big everything is, I think there's got to be something out there.
I agree with Sarah. I don't think there's like little green men.
No, I don't think there's green men. But there's probably something. There's got to be something living out there.
Living things.
Yeah, some
Like,
little kind
across
of
the
ugly
grand scale.
bacteria living by a steam vent on one of the moons.
It's bacteria on Mars.
There's got to be a cockroach on Mars.
Bacteria on Mars.
There's bacteria on Mars, that's been proven.
Yeah, that was proven. He's gonna check me.
Yeah. There was potatoes growing on Mars, I heard.
No,
That was from a
proven.
film.
Yeah, it's The Martian with Matt Damon.
That's what I said.
Wait, you've both seen it, haven't you?
I haven't watched the film
Oh.
all the way through. I've
That's
seen like clips of it.
That's where Seth was pulling his facts from in the last
I wasn't full
episode.
of facts. I said, "Have you seen it?" And then said,
To date, no proof of past or present life has been found on Mars.
Oh, Seth.
Put bacteria.
Well, bacteria is life.
Yeah, but
I
just-
googled, is there bacteria
Oh, you
on
did.
Mars? And the answer is
"Who was lying?"
no.
Well,
Don't believe everything you see on the
Yeah.
internet.
Well,
yeah, he's got a point.
Moral of the podcast.
That could be a conspiracy that there's no
so
bacteria on
I
Mars.
think where the
Quote-
confusion
quote
may
me
have
on
come
that.
from is NASA have said evidence of ancient life on Mars, suggesting that there was potentially life, and that's the evidence that they've got, rather than there's currently bacteria. Because they've discovered some crystals in long chains which could have been formed by once living organisms that now do not live. So there's no life on Mars, but there could have been. So I think this is the happy scenario where we're both semi-right, which is happy. This is good.
That'll
Yeah.
do. I'll take that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. What's the,
Yeah, should we, I was
wrap
about
it
to say, should we wrap it up?
yeah. Got places to be.
Got places to be, yeah.
Got interviews to do with Oxford.
Got some Egyptian stuff to read.
You should drop some facts that you learned.
About from you guys.
All the knowledge that we've spread.
Yeah, the lizards running the government.
Yeah, there's lizards, there's
Seth's a flat earther.
hollow
I'm
blocks
not
of
flat
stone.
earther, you leave me alone.
These blocks of stone are hollow.
What? No, the pyramids are hollow.
Oh,
There's tombs and all that inside of them.
How do you know?
I thought you meant the
What do you
stone.
mean, how do we? It's a very that's a very
No.
common
Oh,
fact.
yeah.
Yes, yeah, all right. It's
Yeah, 'cause-
hollow.
What's her name?
Cleopatra.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Cleopatra's in there. It was her tomb was in there.
Cleopatra, no.
There's Tutankhamun is as well, I think.
I think Cleopatra's nearer us than she was the ancient pyramids. Ancient pyramids were 4000 BC.
Oh,
Cleopatra was like
Oh, did you mean at
just before Christ.
buried?
Roman Caesar. Cleopatra was in a relationship with Caesar, didn't she?
Actually,
Yeah.
that's long distance.
Well, yeah, because he conquered Egypt, didn't he? So it wasn't very long distance when he was living with her.
I guess
Probably
not.
molested her. She smuggled herself into his room in a blanket. They had kids together.
We're going to get...
Fair enough.
not as far as Lancing in Wales, but
No, true that. That's been lovely, you guys.
Thank you,
for
sir.
coming on.
thank you for coming, sir.
Pleasure.
Please tune in next time for the next episode, where we will be not having all of our theories shut down.
Oh, I wouldn't call them theories as opposed to nonsense.
Okay.
Okay.
It's been
Fair
lovely.
enough.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Thank
Goodbye.
you for coming on.
Yeah, pleasure.